digital tape.
We'd like to welcome you to BeMoreNews.com, the one and only chair of political science here at Morgan State University, Dr. Max Hilaire. How are you, sir?
Very good, and it's good to see you, Danny. Welcome back to Morgan.
The pleasure's all mine. Presidential election year, what are your thoughts? What's happening?
Well, I'll say to you, the president cannot be more happy than he is at this moment. I mean, looking at his opponent just destroy
Himself.
himself and his campaign. I mean, at this point, the president should be elated to see the self-destruction that Governor Romney is bringing onto himself and his campaign.
But I'm still apprehensive. I mean, I do like the president, but at the same time, I cannot forget Florida and George Bush. When they stopped campaigning, they just tried to buy the election.
Well, in politics, nothing is impossible, and it's not over until it's over. It's like a basketball game. You have a few seconds, and the losing team would still come back and win the election. So the president cannot be completely confident that he's going to win that race. It's not over until November the 6th, and he needs to stay focused, campaign as hard as he can, convince people to go out and support him. And it's all about the turnout on election day, the number of people who go out there to vote.
Have you ever seen this much money spent on a presidential election?
Well,
before?
Danny, it's getting to the point where you can't separate money from politics. And, the United States is a very big country. The presidential race requires a lot of it's a costly process. I think those who get involved realize it. And I think what the big difference between this election and the '08 is the super PACs as a result of Citizens United versus the FEC, where the court has said it's a First Amendment rights of the super rich to contribute as much to these creating these super PACs that could spend unlimited money in support of someone, but indirectly and not directly having an affiliation with any campaign.
What does Romney have to do to still be relevant in this election?
Well, it's an uphill battle. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I think Romney, the mistake is he's never defined himself to the American people, and it's very difficult to do that in 47 days. He's still not been honest with the public about his finances, his taxes in particular. I think people are worried. And, having money in the Cayman Islands and in Swiss banks is not the average American way of saving. So anyone who puts money overseas and not in the United States is suspect. And you're asking yourself, well, is this person a patriotic American, or this person is putting his monies overseas to evade paying his proper amount of taxes? So Mr. Romney needs to come clean and let the public know why he's not released his tax information like we all would do if we're running for public office. And why should somebody trust you when the perception is you're not being honest and straightforward with them? Because you certainly he has something to hide, why he's not being upfront about his finances with the American public.
Good deal. The one and only Dr. Max Hilaire. Keep watching BeMoreNews.com.